What is going on YouTube? This is DBZ49 coming at you with a very exciting deck profile. That is Cyberdark Dogmatika. I recently got first place on my locals playing the following matchups in adding Nisters at round 1, round 2 played against Plunder Patrol, round 3 I played against Invoke Dogmatika Shaddoll, and the final round I played against Virtual World. You know, I had great success in every single matchup. I'm very excited to show you this very build. I feel like if you're trying to play a more Cyberdark base build, incorporating the Dogmatika variant is probably the best way to go about it. You can obviously use the Cyber Dragon variant as well, but I found a lot more success with this, and it's very easy to play. And yeah, without any further ado, I'll get on with the deck profile, starting off with the main monsters. And I also recommend some budget options while we proceed with the deck profile. But obviously, for the first card, we play triple Cyber Dragon Core. Obviously, one of your better normal monsters, normal summon card effects, and that it searches pretty much any cyber spell or trap. Also, you can banish it to special summon another core from your grave, which is pretty irrelevant. But you can also contact Fuse into Chimera or Mega Fleet, which comes up a lot. So of course, pretty vital to the combos. Next, we do play triple Cyberdark Claw. Claw is pretty good. Discard it from your hand to search any spell or trap cyber card. And if this card's attached, you can send a card from your extra deck to the graveyard during the damage step. So you know it can help trigger extra deck effects or send whatever you need to the graveyard, which is pretty neat. And if this card gets sent to the graveyard while it's attached, you can recur a Cyber Dark monster from your graveyard. So that's pretty cool. Next, we do play a double Chimera. I think running 3 is a bit much. You know, you can easily just search this card. My ratios are a little bit weird for this kind of build, but it works. But this card is pretty good. Obviously, you can discard a spell or trap to search the Power Bond and then be able to banish cards using the Power Bond from your graveyard to resolve it. Also, when it gets sent to the graveyard by any means, you can send another Cyberdark from your deck to the graveyard, which helps fuel the Power Bond, which is very critical. Next, we only play one cannon, so this might be a shocker to some people, but yeah, we only need to play one cannon because the idea behind this deck is to do the combo once, and that, you know, having multiple cannons doesn't really help you. You just need to resolve it once and have the name in the graveyard. But what this does is you can discard this card to search a Cyber Dark monster from your deck to your hand, and then if this card's attached to a monster, you can dump a card during the damage step, which is kind of okay. But the main thing is if this card gets sent to the graveyard while it's attached, you can draw a card. So that's pretty good. Next, for the Cyberdark monsters, we just play these two, the Edge and the Horn. We don't play Keel because it's pretty bad, and we don't want to brick too much, and so I try to condense the Cyberdark package as much as possible because we are playing a hefty amount of Dogmatika cards and hand traps, and so I had to cut down some cards elsewhere, and one of the cards I had to cut was Keel. But I mean, you know, Horn and Edge do the job. This one pierces is what can attack directly by cutting its attack in half. So yeah, they're pretty good, especially in the grind game. You know, you can play a little control and have these like get really beefy and pop stuff with invasion. Pretty neat. Next, we play one attached with Cybern. So this is it for the cyber cards. And so as you notice, I don't play any Cyber Dragon card. No Hers, no Cyber Dragon, none of that. Instead, I played this card. And the reason why you play this is pretty neat is because whenever you resolve Horizon, you always want to send this card to the graveyard because it's a light and it's a dragon. And the attachment effect is cool to where the attached monster gains 600 attack. And if this card gets sent to the graveyard while it's equipped, you can special summon another Cyber or dragon monster from your graveyard, and I'll show you a really neat combo with it. But it's a really good dump target. You don't really want to dump like some people usually just dump a Hearse to search a Cyber Dragon, but I find that a little futile. Like, it doesn't really do much. Like, while this card can actually, like, you can do a lot of neat things with it, which I'll show you later. Next, we played the Dogmatika package, and these 3 cards in particular from the monsters, the Ecclesia, Maximus, and Fleur-de-Lis. They're all pretty good in their own right. But yeah, moving forward, the only monster hand trap we play is just 3 Ashes for obvious reasons. Next, we do play the 3 Cyber Emergencies to search out the core. You know, we want to be as consistent as possible, so we max out on this. Next, we only play double Horizon. The reason for double is because this card is so searchable. You don't want to clog with too many of these in your hand, but in the case you do have two in your hand, you resolve one, and you probably discard the other for Chimera. But what this does is basically it helps fuel your graveyard and search whatever you need. Do mind that whenever you do resolve this effect, you're locked into machines from your extra deck for the rest of your turn. But the idea is to turbo out the Cyberdark End Dragon and have other stuff to back it up with it in terms of like hand traps and Dogmatica cards. And next I only play Double Realm. Like again, I don't want to clog my hand with multiple copies of this. This card's very accessible. There's many ways to search it, and you only need it to resolve once essentially. So that's why we played 2, and you'll see why I played 2 later in the deck profile. But unfortunately, we played double Power Bond. I wish you could play only one of this, but the reason why you have to play 2 is because if you open one, you pretty much your combo's dead. And so, like, but this is literally for the Chimera, and it gets your monster beefy. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Next, we just played the one Overload Fusion to, banish fusion machine monsters to, make whatever you need. It's pretty cool because sometimes, like, your Mega Fleet or your Cyber Darkness Dragon will get destroyed, and you'll have that in Cyber End Dragon. So you can use the Overload Fusion to make Cyber Dark End Dragon. Well, what I meant was the other card, Cyber Dark Dragon. When you send it off of Maximus or something, you can use it then, or you can make Rampage pretty easily. So yeah, Overload Fusion is pretty nice. And next we play triple Nadir Servant to obviously search your Dogmatica monsters, and then send whatever you need to the graveyard, primarily the Apkallone, so you can get the Schism. Next, we play triple Prosperity. So this is the reason why my ratios is a tad bit weird, because Prosperity literally digs into your deck and gets exactly what you need, whether it's the Dogmatica card or, any Cyberdark card you need. But you don't have to play this card by any means. You can easily replace it with the Third Horizon, Third Realm, and a Keel. And also, you don't even need to play the Dogmatica package. The reason why we play is because, like, if your combo gets interrupted, you have a backup play. And Winda by itself is so powerful that it can just, like, stop your opponent from playing the game. And that's the main reason why we play it. You don't really need to play. I know it's a tad bit expensive, but instead of playing those cards, you can easily just play more Cyber Dragon cards or more hand traps. Like I was even testing with like cards like Tactics and Crossout Designator. I mean, I know those aren't budget either, but there's just a lot of ways you can play the deck. But yeah, the combos are pretty straightforward once you know how to do it. It's pretty much like 2.5 card combos. Moving forward, you do play the one Schism, obviously, to make your Winda. And, being able to send a monster based on the attribute, primarily dark, is pretty helpful. Next, we do play Cyberdark Invasion. We played 2 of them. Before, I was playing one of this and then one Cyber Eternal, but I just realized that Cyberdark Invasion does the same thing, but better, and it helps you in the grind in case that, they hand trap you to death. But pretty much what this does is you can only use one of these effects, and that you can target a Cyberdark effect monster and attach a machine or dragon monster from either player's graveyard to it, and it will gain 1,000 attack. Or the other effect is that you send a equip card to destroy one card you post out of the field. So it's really good to out some stuff, and I'll show you something cool at the end of the deck profile. And then finally, for the hand traps, you do play triple Imperm. Unfortunately, we only played 6 hand traps in the main, so I basically catered my side deck for like all blowout going second cards. Ideally, in deck building, I wanted to play more hand traps, but 6 suffice for now. And yeah, moving forward to the extra deck here, we do play the one Cyber Dark End Dragon. This card is actually so nice because pretty much when I feel like I summon this card, like I win, a lot of decks just struggle like getting over this card. Like running over this card is so hard. It's being unaffected by activated effects, and just continuously equipping cards to it to attack multiple times is really powerful. Next, you do play the Cyber End Dragon, obviously, to send it off the horizon and whatnot to make this guy. Then the one Cyber Darkness Dragon, so whenever you summon him, you use his effect to attach the Cyber End Dragon, then you tribute it to make this guy. So it's really, really good. And then you can also, whenever your opponent activates a card effect, you can send an equip card you control to negate the activation. It's not a hard one to return either. So it's pretty good. It can get really big, it can get to 8,000 attack with Power Bond, and you just swing for game with it. Next, we do play the one Cyber Dark Dragon to primarily just send it off of Maximus or Claw or whatever, to like Overload Fusion to make the big guy. Next, we do play the one Mega Fleet and one Chimeric Fortress Dragon to get rid of, problematic extra deck monsters or machine monsters. And then the one Rampage, it's your Harpy Feather Duster, it can attack for game, whatnot. Nothing much more to explain there. Next, for the Serdal package, we do play the one Apclone to search the Schism, the construct, so that we can send it to recur the Schism, or to make it raw to get over stuff and get rid of a light monster, and then wind it to prevent your opponent from special summoning. It can't be destroyed by card effect, which is nuts. The one Titaniclad to search the Dogmatica cards. The one Ents to pop a card. The one Seeger. Whenever you do your combo, you primarily make this guy. It can, like, you know, make your monsters big. Really good. And then, obviously, we do play the one Almiraj and the Secure Gardna, you know, to link away our 1,000 attack or less monsters to, you know, make use of the Dogmatica engine. So that's it for the extra deck there. Moving forward, we do play triple Nibiru, you know, for going second. Just, you know, combo decks, you just drop this and prevent them from playing the game. Pretty good. Next, you do play triple droplets, excuse me, to prevent your opponent from, you know, activating their monster effects. If they do have an established war, it can help go first or second. It's really good in tandem with Claw and Cannon as equip cards, and the attachment Cybern as well. It'll trigger their effects, get rid of the useless Schism or whatever, or the Realm even. So this card is really good. Obviously, you don't need to play this card. You can easily play a Dark Ruler instead. Next, we do play triple Cosmic Cyclone to get rid of problematic back row cards. You can also go first or second. Then we play triple Lightning Storm. Don't need to play this card. You can easily play cards like Red Reboot, Pankratops, Harpy's Feather Duster. Very good supplemental cards to put there. But this card, I feel like it puts in a lot of work in this meta. And finally, triple Evenly Matched. Also, really, it's on the level of Lightning Storm, if not better. Just a free blowout card. Especially, you can search it off. Not search it off, but like add it off of Prosperity potentially. And primarily what I do going second is just sub out the entire Dogmatica package and like the invasions, and that frees up 9 slots. So I can easily put out blowout cards and evenly Lightning Storm and just go to work from there. Just use Prosperity to banish all the Dogmatica cards. So basically all I want to talk about at this end of the video is talk about this card and the attachment Cybern. So basically, like, the idea you want to do, right, is to end on your boss monster attached with the attachment Cybern, and then this card Invasion, right? So basically the idea is to make your big monster 5,600, so it'll be really hard for your opponent to like get over it. And then you'll set the Invasion, then you'll activate it, and then you'll send the attachment Cybern to pop a card, cool, and then you'll bring back this card from your graveyard, the let's see here, the Darkness Dragon, and then you'll use his effect to either attach this card if you want to, in case if you think if you don't need to use the negate, you don't have to, but you can also get the Cyber End Dragon and use it as another negate. So like, and you just keep like rinse and repeating, because the boss monster will keep attaching cards. Your trap card can potentially keep adding attaching cards to it, and so like it's just like an endless loop, and just by then like your opponent just can't out the big boss monster. So I felt like that was a really cool combo. I mean, you could, you know, replace one with the Eternal Cyber and then, like, you know, bring this back in the combo and attach it with, you know, a Cyber End Dragon, so that you'll have like 2 negates. But I just felt that, you know, with a lot of hand traps running around, the combo is pretty glass cannon and very vulnerable to hand traps, so you have to prepare for the grind. But I find myself often that whenever I do summon this boss monster, like I do win, you don't see many people playing like kaijus and stuff, or like running big cards. Even Axis Kotaku, like when you make it with a Link 3 and you have this attached to this, like this is still bigger than the Axis code. But I mean, they can use the Axis code to like pop this, I guess, but you can use this to like pop the Axis code. So yeah, I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of interesting things you can do. Like the combo really is like you just need to have access to Horizon or Realm and a core, and then any spell or trap for discard for the Chimera, just to like end on this kind of board. It's pretty insane. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. If you want to post a comment below on the video, I try my very best to read all the comments. I try to interact with the community. You know, any suggestions you'd like, you know, I heavily consider it. Try to, you know, give my case on why I play certain cards and whatnot. So yeah, I do read your comments. Please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Like, I try my very best to post as much deck profiles as possible, the most competitive, best ways to play a certain deck. So it really helps out the channel. And most people, when they watch these videos, they're not subscribed. So please go ahead and hit the subscribe button there. if I get 100 likes for this video in particular, I will do a test hand / combo video for this deck. And last thing I just want to say is thank you for watching and have a great day.